So I recently got a pump that's naturally made me want to start experimenting with recirculation as much as just like, you know, moving work about the brewery easier. I maybe want to play with some fly sparging. I currently do a batch sparge, but I really got into like recirculating the wort. I tried it last time. It was all a bit cack-handed with a colander and a pipe, and I didn't really like it. So I've just built a bit of a Heath Robinson Sparge Bar, I'd probably call it, rather than an arm, which I'm going to show you now, see what you think. So there's the pump that I bought. I got that from Malt Miller. It's really good, it's nice and quiet. I'll have it on in a minute and you can see. I hooked up some pipes and fittings and taps so that I can like purge it and throttle control the speed. It's a magnetic pump, so you have to have it flooded before you run it, hence the tap here and it being at the lowest point. Underneath mash tun, hot liquor tank, kettle, etc. So Sparge Bar, here it is, courtesy of John Guest Speed Fittings and Screwfix Direct, for about a £5, not even. We've got a nice Sparge Bar going on here. It's also holding my mesh bag in place, which is great. Really easy to fit, took me about 5 minutes. Took me longer to drill the holes, which took me like a few minutes versus just plugging all this in. I also like cut down a hydrometer, like, you know, the little tubes you get your hydrometers in. Anyway, I cut that down to make a little sight glass, which is just using some silicone tubing to hold it in place. Then it comes down to my crick disconnect at the bottom. So I'll fire it up and you'll see how it works. Let's turn the smart socket on. There we go. It's a nice even flow actually. Obviously I can increase it. That's kind of it at maximum. And obviously I can dial it basically back to nothing and trickle it in. It's working really well. It is, I'll switch it off so you can hear me properly. It is technically, like, this is designed for cold water. This PEX pipe is rated up to like 200 degrees Fahrenheit at, I can't remember, however many bars of pressure. But I think maximum temperatures I'm going to be running through it are going to be like probably sub 80 degrees centigrade, so it should be fine. These fittings are apparently good for 65 degrees centigrade at 12 millibar. But I mean, I don't think there's going to be an issue. I'd be very surprised because, you know, we're only working with like hot water tap temperatures, aren't we really? This is probably the weakest spot. I have no idea what this plastic is. I probably should look into it, seeing as I'm going to be running work through it. But I didn't really fancy messing with glass. But I definitely want to be able to see when I'm running clear work, so I can stop recirculating and start running into the kettle. But maybe this will melt, I don't know, I'll find out. I'm going to run cold water through it first. I'm not going to wait for a brew day to find out that this is a horrific setup and will ruin my life. And obviously, if it does, I'll post results so no one else follows in my footsteps. And equally, I'll film it working on my next brew day, so you can actually see it in action, see how well it's doing, perhaps highlight some areas where it could do with some improvement. Another top tip that I found, which is worth noting, these bad boys are only like a tenner from Screwfix, and they absolutely make no work out of cutting, if I get it in there properly, cutting this PEX pipe. I mean, it's literally like, look at that, amazing. But it's also incredibly good at cutting silicone. So kind of hard to do with one hand, but if I pop it in there and you'll just see it, it's just going to slice through that silicone and you get a beautiful cut. You know, really nice even cut, and I think that they make a pretty handy tool in a home brewer's toolkit. So that was a nice little surprise. Anyway, if anyone can see anything horrifically wrong that I'm doing here, or want to ask questions, whatever, just add a comment, I suppose. Anyway, cheers, thanks.